All right, so thank you once again for joining us on Lunch Out Loud Ottawa, number 39.
One more to go.
One more to go to 40. So before we get to the Mr. Max Keeping, why don't we check this out?
I could crack or maybe I will crumble. I am older now than I was, but still not in my mind. No. I go back to when I was young, so I can't find a reason to get lost on a summer night. Oh. Can I have it all? I stumble and I fall, and know that I'm caught my own on the eye to fall. How am I to know the way I need to go? Well, I don't think enough, but you said I think too much.
All right, so the band you just heard there was Little Stella. So that's High Wire off their Little Stella EP. They are going to be recording a new album in the winter. If it is a little loud outside during this podcast, it is because we are live at the Big Rig Brewery down near the Pinecrest exit, down near the IKEA. If you've never been here, definitely get out here. Tons of great TVs.
Great fish tacos.
You might be able to see Chris Phillips milling around sometimes.
I was here one night and there were 14 players from the Senators in the building eating.
14 players and Senators. So
bring the kids for their autographs.
Bring the kids so you can harass them. Of course, Little Stella, they just played at the beer festival that was at City Hall the past weekend.
Yeah.
They're going to be playing Thursday, September the 5th at the Raven Law stage at 6 p.m. So that's the night where Vampire Weekend's playing.
That's at the Folk Fest, right?
An interesting story that every Ottawa band that night has been featured on Lunch Out Loud Ottawa. So that's pretty impressive. So we'll go and we'll just hear another episode of Lunch Out Loud Ottawa while we're there. So
again, you guys want to check out some of their songs, go back to our website and check it out. You can tour back and listen to a couple of tracks from each one of those groups.
A pretty nice sound. Where are they from?
They're from Manotick, so like as every band that comes through Lunch Out Loud Ottawa, they're featured from Ottawa, so we want to get that Ottawa bands out there. A lot of fun. So we are so excited to be here with the Max Keeping, especially because there's so many interesting things going on in your life right now. First off, how were the fireworks last night?
Fireworks every night, and I've been there every night for 18 years.
Oh, really?
I was the token English person, I called myself, to be the co-host of the fireworks. I've seen everyone for 18 years. Last night, the United Kingdom were quite spectacular, and I don't know how the judges were looking at it, but I would think that after watching the four competitors, that the United Kingdom is probably in the lead right now, followed by Denmark.
Wow.
But fireworks are always good. But today is a special day for me, and I was so excited to accept your invitation to come and lunch out loud. Today is the first day of the next stage of my life after chemo and radiation since December 17th last year. My cancer treatments are over.
That's amazing.
And I'm partying. I'm dancing.
So for those who don't know, where's the party tonight and how can people be
Well, we're calling it Killing Cancer. It's the second time that I've been able to kill cancer.
2.0.
And we
Max 2, Cancer 0, I like that.
We're partying tonight at Mansion.
It'll be a lot of fun.
We've got fashion, we've got performers, we've got dancers, we've got food.
Pizza from Newport.
And I'm going to screech out cancer, so I'll invite people to take a shot of Newfoundland Screech with me, throw it back, and dance a jig as we kill cancer.
The dance a jig or fall down on the floor. I can't wait to see how that is going to be. So before we talk more about your incredible community involvement, why don't we get to know quickly, I know a lot of people in the city do know about you, but for those who might not know, some of your...
I've lived here 100 years.
Yeah, he's a legend. And I mean, I know, Nick, you didn't grow up in Ottawa. I grew up just outside of Ottawa, a small town called Monkland. Sure, right near Maxville. I know you know.
I was in Monkland today. They opened the first Tim Hortons, okay?
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, I grew up, and I know everyone else in the area grew up watching it. I mean, well, especially out there, you had two channels. you had two choices for newscasts, and yours was on every day at dinner, you know? So, and I know that's something that, Nick, you wouldn't see in Guelph, but... So,
and it was, through much of the country, you had the choice between CBC and CTV and CBC French. So when I came here, I came originally in 1965, and I worked for the CTV National News for 7 years. So I went the opposite way to most people. I started at National News. In 1972, I took the job as news director at CJOH, the local station, because it was time for me to figure out if I was growing up and whether I could be a manager. And I ended up being the anchor, and that job then went on for 37 years. So while I'm a Newfoundlander, and if you cut my wrists, the blood flows on this side as salt water, and this side Newfoundland Screech. I really am now a product of the Ottawa Valley. I have 6 adopted kids and 5 grandkids. They're all from here, and so home is really anywhere the transmitter reaches within Eastern Ontario and West Quebec.
Are you making it back to Newfoundland enough?
I got back. My sister and I went back about 10 years ago. We found one cousin left in my hometown. I come from a small town called Grand Bank, population about 2,000. It was a center of the fishing industry. The fishing industry, of course, died in the mid 70s and 80s. So Newfoundland now is a have province, a very prosperous province, but it's not shared equally. St. John's and the urban area doing really well because of the offshore oil exploration. A lot of the small towns in the rest of the province are still trying to revive themselves after the fishery. There's a place called Fogo Island, which a woman who made millions and millions of dollars with a high-tech company in Ottawa has gone back to that island. She set up what you and I would call an artist colony, and she's inviting artists from around the world to come in there.
Oh, wow.
She's put in a hotel. I noticed Seamus O'Regan tweeted the other day that it was the most luxurious hotel room he's ever been in anywhere in the world, and this is in this small Fogo Island, Newfoundland, and artists from around the world coming. And I mean, she put a studio out on a rock overlooking the Atlantic, and that was it. But it is a spectacular view, and you want to be in touch with nature. But a lot of Newfoundland is still trying to adjust.
Oh, that's great. So what are some types? I know obviously you like to frequent a couple of different restaurants in town. You've been here for a while. What are some of your favorites?
And possibly some that are not here anymore that you reminisce about.
Past, present.
I certainly do a lot of dining out, and I have many favorites. I don't know that any stands out so much over another. I love Big Rig. Big Rig is a step above most sports bars for me. I like the idea that the hockey players are here, but I just like the place. And of course, the craft beer industry in Ottawa is taking off amazingly. I was out out for the opening in Canada in the last 3 weeks of Three Brothers. So this is their second one, and it is huge. They have a capacity of 480.
Wow,
that's amazing.
So after the Sens game, you go out to Three Brothers.
You now have another choice for after the Sens game. I love a place called Petite Bills. It's on Wellington Street. They of course are known for lobster poutine. They call themselves a French restaurant with a Newfie accent. But I love Metropolitan. I love Murray Street. I love the Fraser Brothers Cafe. But the quaint places. And where do I go very often? You end up in the Newport. The world famous Newport restaurant. Where Elvis lives, and it's pizza.
And they just recently moved.
And the kids love it.
And they recently moved.
Yeah, they're down now at the corner of Churchill and Scott.
That was Donna's Express, which was
Donna's wife, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Has the name changed now to just Newport's, or is it
still
Donna's?
It's now called the Newport,
Right on. I used to live 3 blocks away, so
there you go.
And Dave Smith. Dave Smith and I have done a lot of things together in this community. He always had the best smoked meat in town, and he fries a steak pretty good. And
good breakfast down there.
What about one example of an off the beaten track that some of our listeners might not know about in Ottawa that they can maybe get out to this weekend, or in the winter, or somewhere where you like to?
I'm not sure that I know. I'm on Sunday. I'm going out to Stittsville, where there's a salute to the military at the Legion and in the mall there on Main Street.
Oh, okay.
Jody Middick is going to be there. He's on Amazing Race Canada.
Best show going on right now.
Yeah.
Our 2 teams from Ottawa are still in it out of the 5 teams left, and they'll be on our show as soon as it's over.
Oh, that's very cool.
The sisters and the brothers.
So Jody is one of the people that's going to be there. We're there from 3 until 9 o'clock, I believe it is, on Sunday. So I'll probably go to Napoli's, where I don't know if you've seen the video on YouTube of the hockey players from the Senators doing a video for Napoli's.
No. Oh yeah, yes.
The young guns.
Yes, yeah. The Chris Neal one. The Chris Neal one. Yeah, I saw that.
Very funny.
Yeah,
that was good. All right, so
I mean the Ashton pub. You can, Wes's Chips in Arnprior. It's the best chip stand in all of Eastern Ontario and West Quebec.
Wes's Chips in Arnprior.
Yeah.
That's why
to make it out.
2 railway cars full of potatoes every summer.
I just went out fishing out that way this past weekend. I should have swung by.
our next episode's out in Dunrobin. I'm very excited to get out there. I've never been out that way, so that'll be a lot of fun as well. I'm jealous of the newscasters.
Right down in Constance Bay, you'll find the restaurant. I don't know if it's still owned by the councillor from there.
Oh yeah,
Eli El Chanteri.
Oh really?
A great little restaurant there.
Maybe we'll go there for lunch.
Nice.
That's a good idea. Well, and we've been focusing a lot with our guests in the past little while on seeing Ottawa change a lot in the past 2-3 years. A lot of a big, I'd say, resurgence with the culture and the community. A lot of great changes. What have you seen lately in the new little?
I look back over 4 decades.
Yeah, that's why you're the number 1 person.
And I see a city that has changed so dramatically. I see a city that, in many ways, is still the same. We're known in the world as the capital of trees.
Yeah.
We're one of the few planned capitals. Washington, with its beltway, we have the green belt. Washington has the beltway. Canberra has a similar beltway. So, in the world, we're known as the capital of trees, and we have the green. And when you have the chance from an airplane, look down and you see this gorgeous city.
Yeah.
And when I have visitors who come, I tell them every day I drive downtown and I do not take the Queensway. I drive along the canal, and during the summer I see people out there who are in canoes, and in the winter I see people who are skating. And I'm driving downtown. It takes me 10 to 15 minutes to get downtown, and I don't have to go in high traffic. This is an amazing city that you can do that in.
Yeah.
When I first came, this place was barren for really good restaurants, and now, I couldn't give you the number of wonderful eating spots that we have.
Award-winning.
And Stephen Becta comes home from New York, where he could have ruled New York, and he wants to come home and play. Yeah. And I love play. There are so many stories like that. The other side of the story, though, the spectacular city that gives us so much to be proud of, and there are two Ottawas. There's the official Ottawa that they talk about on the national news. That Ottawa screws you every day. Then there is the Ottawa that we live in.
Yeah.
And that's people who are proud of being a public servant, who join the public service so that they can make a difference and build a better country. And we also want to build a capital that every Canadian, whoever comes here, can feel proud of and share. And so in that city, the negative side is we are on a per capita basis, the wealthiest city in Canada. But 20%, 1 in 5 children live in poverty. In some neighborhoods of this city, that's as high as 57%.
Yeah.
That means too many kids in the city are poor. Too many families who are not sharing in the wealth that we have. 4 out of 10 kids going into junior kindergarten in Ottawa are not ready to learn. They don't have computers at home. Some of them have nobody at home that teaches them how to read a book. You see a little girl take a book and not know how to turn the page. In senior kindergarten, 1 in 10 is already obese and set up for a problem. So those 4 in 10 that came in not ready to learn have already fallen behind. And so you're coming out of the neighborhoods and you don't have computers at home and you don't have help. And so what we collectively have done as a city is to target that every child should be ready to learn by the time they go, by the age of 4. Yeah. And so you have to institute programs that include children, young girls who are pregnant, and make sure that they're finishing their high school and that they're taught how to stimulate their children and to learn. And then there's a major focus on particularly this group because they are so vulnerable, age 11, 12, 13, and 14. When if you're in the hood, being part of the gang looks pretty attractive. Yeah. You got money, they got cars, they got bling. But we're able to prove with the programs that have been implemented that if you engage a kid after school in sports, recreation, homework club, they will stay in school longer, they will finish school, they will make a better lifestyle decision, and not join the gang.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, well, you certainly do a lot of work with the kids and the Max Keeping Foundation and whatnot, and we'll get a little bit more into that right after the break.
Yeah,
Nick, we got another strong.
Yeah, we want to hear more of what we're doing, what programs are out there, what the United Way is doing to combat the issues with the children. So we'll get to that just after the break. We're going to listen to one more song from Little Stella.
More music, yes.
This is called Woods from Little Stella. So make sure you get out there, see them at Beer Festival, see them at Folk Festival. Hopefully you saw them at the Beer Festival. We'll be right back with Max Keeping.
I went by the woods at night. Hold me good, I could still see the light. Hold me, baby, hold me tight. Oh, woody home tangled up in the vine, like some ancient poem in my mind. At the table, faces new. They deal me the cards like the ones I dealt you. Are you shady?
All right, so once again, that song was Woods by Little Stella. So we're back with Max Keeping. So I guess tell us about some more of the specific local charities that you have helped out with recently, and where we can do better in the city specifically to help the children. Of course, it's one of the most important.
Before the
things
break,
going on
I
right
was
now.
talking with the kids who are left behind. They're what we call the casualty class of kids in our province. Kids who are growing up in neighborhoods of low income. Kids who don't have the support systems to help them navigate through tougher times. Who aren't learning as quickly. And so we as a community collectively are, I think, doing a very good job to tackle that now. We haven't beaten it yet. But when you have organizations like United Way, which coordinates all of the others, when you have the Ottawa Senators Foundation, when you have the Trinity Foundation as one of the corporate citizens putting forward $1 million to fund some of the organizations like the Boys and Girls Club, like Christie Lake Kids, like the YMCA, so that we can have those programs in place and keep kids engaged. I'm doing one with the United Way right now, the area just around Little Italy, and we're not introducing new programs. We have social workers going door to door, asking if their kids are involved in the programs that are already there, and if they're not, why not?
That's a good idea.
And over the last 18 months, 211 more kids are doing programs that already existed. The cost to us was the social workers. But we're getting those children. They had transportation problems, they had language problems, not understanding, not knowing. But we want all of our kids to have a better chance to succeed.
That's one great thing that you mentioned there, because I feel that some parents might not get their kids involved in those specific kind of activities because they just won't be educated, because they possibly came from another city or a different time where that was never available to them.
Yeah.
So when you go door to door and you tell them and go, what's your kid? Oh, my kid's watching TV, but he really gets excited when pottery comes up. Well, we do have pottery classes. Or we get really excited when there's, building the wood. Well, we do that for children too. I think that's an excellent way of getting right to.
We call that social rec. We're looking for funding to continue it in that area, and we're going to be bringing it into the other 19 low-income areas in Ottawa.
I think that's wonderful.
That's great.
And yes, sometimes it's a cultural difference, but sometimes they just don't know.
I think it's you don't know what's available to them.
And
they might think it's too expensive. I can't afford put my kid in, so they won't even do the research into it.
Yeah.
But with these awesome charities and with this awesome
many of them have parents who don't speak the language well, who may not be as educated. Anyway, the bottom line here is we are tackling some of the urgent problems so that this city will be a better place for every child.
No, absolutely.
My own foundation, Max Keeping Foundation, set up 18 years ago. We're just a small foundation. We have a $500 ceiling, but we fund kids for recreation, sports, the arts, all part of what I was describing earlier. We've been doing that. Last year, we assisted 500 children, 400 of them in Ottawa, 100 in the Cornwall area, to access. We pay to make sure this pays for your registration for sports. Canadian Tire's Jumpstart will look after making sure they have equipment. A lot of the leagues themselves.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's fantastic,
recycle equipment.
especially being from Canada. I mean, obviously the number one sport most kids want to get into,
Hockey.
probably hockey. It's not cheap. I mean, between the equipment that you have to buy and the registration fees, and I was browsing your website today, and I noticed that with the Max Keeping Foundation, that hockey's definitely something that you've been helping people with, like you said.
Hockey, and with girls, it's soccer.
Yeah.
With a lot of other kids, particularly in some of those neighborhoods, basketball.
Yeah.
And so it's giving them the chance.
Yeah.
The kid, you and I, have no control over the situation into which we're born
Yeah.
and the economic circumstances. But money should never stop a kid from being able to soar. Poor kids dream too.
Absolutely.
And why can't you even the playing field? And I think this city collectively has made a commitment to that, and it's led by United Way, and it's led by the senators.
And I think that, like, before we read through the events going on this weekend, it just makes me proud to live in a city that we have seen that there is a problem, and we have great people like you that are
We've raised well over $100 million.
Not by myself.
Help.
No, well, been a part of
Yeah.
at least well over $100 million, and I think that's fantastic.
And let me just very quickly give you a couple other things you want to be proud of. On a per capita basis, we give more to our children's hospital than 169 other children's hospital markets across North America. On a per capita basis, public servants give more money to the United Way and the workplace campaigns than 18,000 other campaigns. On a per capita basis, we in Ottawa donate more of our volunteer time, our hours, than any of the other metropolitan areas of the city. We're a very wonderful city.
We are. Be proud, Ottawa.
That's why I love living here as well.
Me too. That, and there's lots of things to do in this city.
Always, and then that's what you say. and when the Uville Center, that's one that your help with the Uville Center. If you could,
St. Mary's and Uville both cater to young moms and young dads if they're interested. But in particular, St. Mary's take kids who are still in high school and are pregnant and keep them in school. If you can keep them in school, then their kids will stay in school too.
Absolutely.
The Uville Center takes them then, and the daycare is there, so they come and finish their high school with the daycare for their kids to play. And now, some 30 years after Uville started, we're getting kids from graduates who are coming through there. Again, it's giving children the chance to soar.
Yeah, and I love it, and I hope within the next 20 years we're going to have a lot more professional soccer players, a lot more.
Well, that's it. The next Wayne Gretzky could be hiding out there
from Ottawa, and say as a result from these kind of campaigns, You know, the next great, philanthropist, the next great.
And we're going to have football, and we're going to have basketball. You know, the Ottawa Senators and the players individually do so much to assist in the building of a better community here. We're sitting in the big rig. Chris Phillips and his wife are on 9 charitable boards.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's phenomenal. So not just playing hockey, giving back to the community and all that kind of great stuff. All right, I guess.
Thank you for the chance to have the conversation.
No.
I know you've got to.
No, we don't keep to anything. It's
and anybody wants to come to my party tonight, the doors open at Mansion at 9 o'clock.
There you go.
And we're partying till 2.
The mayor has to be there at 9:15. He'll be out at 9:30. We're going to try to keep him longer for that one, though. Hopefully. So just going through some of the events this weekend, and you'll probably know a lot of them as well. So tonight on Thursday we got the Mansion Kill Cancer, but there's also the Dinner to End Kids Cancer, which is very important too. And that's at Juniper Kitchen and Wine Bar.
Another fine restaurant.
Yeah, Juniper, absolutely. I've still never been there.
Neither have I. We'll have to
Feel
go to
shame.
that.
It's worth the visit.
I hear it is.
Friday you have, if you're into jazz and maybe a little quadra night, but good food at Brook Street Hotel. You got small plates, big jazz.
Yeah. Also tonight, you forgot for Capital Pride Week there at Babylon, they have a strip spelling bee.
A what?
Strip spelling bee.
I'm assuming that's not an all ages show. But yeah, it is a Capital Pride edition of Strip Spelling Bee at Babylon. So
that's
check
going to
that
be
out.
interesting. Capital Pride Week's always an awesome night. I live at Bank in Gilmore, so it's been loud, it's been happy, it's been fun. Last night they had the outdoor movie screening, which is always a fun time of the year.
What movie did they premiere there?
I think it wasn't a premiere. It was just Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, good Australian movie. And then of course the Pride Parade starts 1 p.m. on Bank in Gladstone, goes down Bank Street to Laurier, and then turns down to Elgin Street.
That's on Sunday.
That's on Sunday. Yeah. So that's pretty good. That'll be fun. Saturday, my company, Mortgage Forces, is putting out a family fun day, 11 to 2 p.m. It's at 9 Capello Court, so it'll be a lot of fun for kids. 100% of the proceeds go to the Support Our Troops Fund.
Oh, that's
good. Saturday, you got the 4 Pivots sale and dinner at Mugshots, and so Jamie Stunt will be there, as well as chefs from town, 268, Cafe My House, as well as local beers, and that's for more money for kids learning skateboarding, and that's another great activity where people learn to get along. You're out there taking turns. It teaches a lot of stuff out there.
It's a healthy recreational exercise.
Absolutely. I wish I had that when I was younger. Oh man.
Me too. I remember being younger and fighting for skate parks to be built
exactly
in places so that we wouldn't get in trouble skateboarding.
And now we have those skate parks, and there are 12 young people at City Hall who actually advise the council on things that young people are concerned about, their issues.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and the mayor does a lot with that, so that's an excellent thing. For music, a great Ottawa band that we've featured before, Fevers, is putting on 4 shows in 24 hours, so that's going to be a lot. It's starting with
4 shows in 24 hours.
You got Mugshots Friday night, you got 4-in-1 Jack Pine on Saturday at 1 p.m. at Jack Pine, sorry.
Yeah.
Saturday they're playing at night at Mavericks, so they're going to be playing with a lot of other local bands. And then there's one other show that I couldn't find out where the other one was, but their album is streaming live online and it's going live next week, so that'll be a lot of fun. Sunday you have the Ottawa Brewery Market at Parkdale Park, so another chance to get out and buy local. I think Big Rig should be there.
Yeah.
Probably be there. Tuesday, you got the Red Door Party 2.0 at the Canadian War Museum, sponsored by Smirnoff. That'll be great. Are you going to be at that?
I'm not there, no.
Maybe we'll get you there.
Smirnoff and I are good buddies.
Long time.
I'm trying to prove that vodka and chemo go well together, and maybe vodka can cure cancer.
Hey,
there you go. Hey, maybe that was part of it. Eh?
I think.
Also, Sunday you also forgot Ottawa Humane Society presents Summer Harvest Garden Party. That's at the National Art National Art Gallery on the rooftop terrace.
2 to 5 p.m.
Yeah, so it's going to feature some sample dishes from some of Ottawa's top chefs there.
Incredible chefs. I think there's like 10 to 15 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll take
Greek Fest is still wrapping up this weekend. Go there.
All right.
Also on Tuesday is the last night of Barristers at Parliament Pub. That's a big hip hop night every Tuesday evening for the whole summer. So this is going to be the last patio party. You know, you can sit out there, have some drinks, and you're looking at the Parliament buildings, listening to hip hop. It's pretty cool.
That's an awesome time, as well as at Mugshots you got a taco and open mic night for comedy. So some good comedians out there.
Taco and open mic night.
Yeah, you get some tacos, you listen to some open mic.
Tacos are big.
You do it all.
You don't really watch the Parliament buildings while you're listening to hip hop music.
I have when I was there. Yeah, they're right there. You can't miss them, right?
So there's lots of stuff going on. No excuse not to go to them, unless you're like me and you have a wedding to go to all weekend in Peterborough and I have to miss all this. Or you're going to Vermont.
I'm going to be in Burlington, Vermont this weekend, yeah.
So we don't even get to participate in any of this stuff. So much stuff going on.
And what's amazing is that virtually every weekend there's a list that is always huge. Last weekend was the busiest weekend of summer with festivals.
Absolutely. We could have went on for a whole half an hour just
so
for
you
events.
never really have an excuse not to go out and be involved in the community doing fun things.
Especially 24 to 27 degrees this weekend.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Sunny all
Get
weekend.
your family out there.
Yeah.
And Saturday night at Lachlimi is the grand finale of the fireworks, and they'll be naming the winner.
Missing that as well.
20 degrees is the forecast for the
That's
evening
going to be beautiful.
on Lachlimi Beach.
Yeah.
And you know, families come.
And
Wonderful French Canadians come, and it's always love.
How many countries were competing?
We have four countries this year.
Yeah.
And one of them will win on Saturday night. And Saturday night, the show is actually done by the local pyromaniacs. And
Oh, really?
I don't think that's the right word.
That's great.
I like it.
And I'm pretty sure you can get some package deals where you get like dinner included.
Not
and
anymore. It's sold out other than for the beach.
Oh, well, there you go.
But there's awesome if you don't have tickets and it might be a little pricey, you can still
You can
go
still
watch
go
it
to the
for
beach.
free.
Well, no,
you go to the
you need
beach.
you need to see the fireworks with the music. If you don't seeing the fireworks by themselves,
Not the same. Eh?
no, you got to see it to the music. Denmark put Hallelujah to music.
Oh, really?
I mean, I was just
Get some
you get
goosebumps, did you?
emotionally very involved.
Yeah.
No, you got to see it with the music. So, Lachlimi Beach.
I got to do that I got to do that
that's
next
great.
year.
Well, thanks again, Max, for being on the show, and congratulations for beating cancer for the second time.
Any way that more people can get involved with the Max Keeping Foundation or Chio Telethon or United
Volunteer Ottawa is an umbrella organization that knows the opportunities are available. Everybody wants to volunteer at Chio, so it's a little tougher to get in there.
Yeah.
My own organization, we just do one event a year, so we don't have a lot. But Volunteer Ottawa is always looking for people, and you have a variety of things. You know, whatever your passion happens to be, and the two of you are very, very keen on a lot of things in the city, and you get the chance to do so. But I always tell my friends, you know, hey, you heap praise on me because I help to raise a lot of money, or that I make a commitment of many hours a week. To make a difference in somebody's life, you don't have to do big things. It can be as easy as just smiling at somebody as you're walking along the street. You may not know it, but that person mightn't have had anybody say hello to them and smile at them in weeks. You know, you see somebody who needs a little help, or you hold the door open, or you just be kind.
Yeah.
When it's least unexpected. And you'll be able to go to bed that night knowing that you helped make somebody else's life better.
Yeah,
That's fantastic advice, Max.
I love it. Thank you so much, Max, for having us here at the Big Rig. It was a lot of fun. It was a pleasure. I'll see you again tonight.
Absolutely.
For sure. And we're going to play one last song from Little Stella. This is the song that I'm in the video for.
Yeah, watch that video, people.
It's a lot of fun. It's called Bluff. Wait for their new album coming in the fall. Next week, we're with Kurt Studley we're going to be...
Another Newfoundlander.
Newfoundland.
Good people.
A great man as well.
Two Newfoundlanders, you know, the IQ of this show has gone up very high.
Oh, God.
That and the alcohol content.
Thank you so much. Have a great week, everyone.
Take care.
Cheers.
walk 3 blocks to your apartment room. So you laid me down, I got no doubts, and that voice comes round. My mind's made up too soon. Then I think of when you told me, man, you gotta know she ain't nothing I mess with. She's the kind of woman that'll leave you like restless, to leave you at the door begging for more. Well, she's the little lady all the men are obsessed with. Shows I'm a little crazy with her pockets invested in all these things I cannot stress enough. You just gotta call her bluff. Take out to my